According to the World Bank, only 23% of Kenyans have access to electricity. This is either because they simply cannot afford connection to the national grid or are too far off to economically justify connection. However, public-private partnerships are increasing efforts at affording Kenyans clean, renewable energy. Here's more. Currently, only 14% of people living in rural Africa have access to electricity. Majority of the continent depend on biomass and kerosene for cooking and lighting, both of which have adverse impacts on health.
In most cases, the poor will need energy for cooking, for lighting, for servicing different kinds of businesses such as food processing and manufacturing, food storage, whether they are running a small kiosk out there in the village and they need to store, food. It could be drinks, cold drinks, and things like that. In the village, for instance, one of the major needs that we find is access to energy to do something like phone charging, something as simple as that. That is a real big boost to the economy, even the microeconomy at that level. And we find that that is a big need.
To solve this problem, the Kenyan government is partnering with the private sector to roll out capital-intensive renewable energy projects in solar and wind to assure the poor access to affordable electricity.
The government does not have all the resources to meet the energy needs of Kenya. And the policy framework is that it allows participation of the private sector in enabling energy services. You mentioned M-Kopa is one of the companies that sells plug-and-play solar home system. They have also solar lanterns, and they're distributing it to Kenyans for use on a credit basis. So basically, the participation of the private is very key in ensuring that these services are affordable and actually they're available for the rural population.
The government of Kenya is also engaging the private sector in setting up mini grids to enable Kenyans living far off from the national grid gain access to electricity.
Now the private sector has come in. We have 2 mini grids. Power Hive East Africa, which is operating in Kisii and Nyamira County, have set up some 4 pilot mini grids, and they're hoping to scale this up to around 100 to 200 mini grid sites. They are actually currently looking for financing, and we have given them the license to permits to build these mini grids. So this is a reality we are talking about. They are already in operation. Another company operating in Nalco called Talek Power Company has already set up a mini grid, and this mini grid has also been permitted to operate by the Commission. Again, this is a practical example. We are actually in the process of also reviewing their tariffs. What are they going to charge for the electricity generated?
However, for those close to the grid, the government is working on mechanisms to lower the cost of connection.
Now the government has come up with a framework of the last mile connection, whereby you will only pay 15,000 shillings to get connected, unlike the past where you are required to pay 35,000 Kenyan shillings to get connected. Additionally, if you still cannot raise the 15,000, there is a framework to get what we call a connection loan. This connection loan will enable you to get connected, and you will pay slowly to pay the difference.
The renewable energy space in the country is also being explored by innovators and entrepreneurs. For instance, M-Kopa, a solar energy solutions enterprise, has connected 210,000 households with electricity by using mobile money to lease solar kits.
You have 70 or 80% of the population living without access to the grid. And similarly in all markets, they're spending a lot of money on kerosene. And now you have the rise of mobile money. Obviously Kenya taking the lead with M-Pesa, but between MTN Money and Airtel Money in Uganda and M-Pesa with Vodacom in Tanzania, as well as others, people are now embracing mobile payment technology, which allows us the opportunity to lease them solar systems.
However, according to the Global Village Energy Partnership, an NGO supporting SMEs in the energy sector, most rural poor are not aware of the available affordable energy solutions.
Awareness at the local level in Africa that there are options to using traditional forms of energy. So, for instance, a very good example is domestic cook stoves. When we are trying to promote our clients to sell their domestic cook stoves, it's not always very easy. People want to rely on the old fuel three stone cook stove. So that level of awareness is a major challenge for us, and we really do try to turn around that by supporting our entrepreneurs.
Moving forward, public-private partnerships as well as NGO sector support are expected to increase the impact of sustainable renewable energy solutions for Kenya's poor and remote.
The future is quite bright. There's a lot of donor and private sector investment interest right now in renewable energy. And I also have to say that the entire world is concerned about climate change and saving our planet. And renewable energy is actually the way to go. And so there is a lot of opportunity, there is a lot of interest from different stakeholders, and we need more support from government, from international governments and donors, because that's the way to go.